Live from the studios of Real Life Matters with your incredible host, DBoss, as she brings you entertainment, fashion, music, and interviews right here live at Real Life Matters. And here we go. Sit back and relax, cause we good to go. And we about to hit you off with the TV show. And we keeping it live, and we keep it brand new. And now we about to hit you with the interview. Yeah, we keeping it real, and we put it on the platter. What we talking about? Real Life Matters. Certified, never taking a loss. And here's your host, DBoss.
Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, it's me, your host, DBoss. I hope you guys are doing a lot of stuff to keep positive and stuff. The summer's coming in for us that doesn't have summer all year round. So everybody's getting geared up. And of course, here in Toronto, we're getting geared up for all these festivals and everything else that's happening here in the city. So I hope everybody else is getting ready for it also. So, and that's what Toronto, Ontario, GTA, that's what it's about. It's getting ready for these festivals. But today I have somebody that's going to tell us about something, I haven't heard of, and a lot of people probably haven't heard of, but majority of people probably heard of. But it's going to be it's Niagara 5000. And it says they're saying it's returning September 18th, 19th, 2026. So I have the CEO here. So she's going to tell us a little bit about what it is and the whole thing. I don't want to say the second part and what is it there to raise money for and all that. She's going to tell us how it started, why she wanted to do it. So with no further ado, I introduce to you ALANA HUROV.
Hi. Thanks for the intro.
Yeah, we have to pump you out, girl. We have to pump you out.
Exactly. Pump away.
Here at Real Life Matters, we like to ask everybody where they come from or what's their cultural background.
So I was born and raised in Alberta and raised Jewish. And so I'm an Alberta girl.
Woo! Cowboy stampede.
Good old Albertan, but I've lived in 7 different cities and like 3 different countries. Because my background is as a television producer. So I was a TV producer for 25 years, which allowed me to, I was a radio reporter. So I lived in small town BC, Kelowna, Williams Lake, moved to England. Worked at television stations there, lived in Los Angeles, and then came back to Toronto and ended up staying in Ontario.
Wow. Well, I'm so humble. Here I am. This is someone that did TV. Wow. And I'm in TV. I'm doing my best. But anyway. All right. So what inspired you to do this Niagara 5000? Tell us about that.
So during COVID, I was working at Canadian Tire's head office, and we ended up moving to Niagara-on-the-Lake because it just sucked living in Toronto during COVID, let's be honest. So we ended up buying a house in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and I needed a job closer to home. So I became the marketing director of a hotel here called 124 on Queen Hotel and Spa. And while I was there, they needed a bigger activation to drive more eyes on the hotel. So I called up McLaren Toronto and asked them if they wanted to come to town and have an experience for their clients, and they agreed. And before I knew it, I was shutting down 1 block of the street. I had about 30 McLarens coming and all these clients coming. And I branded it the McLaren Street Party because it was the 50th anniversary of McLaren, and 5,000 people showed up for a 2-hour event, and
what?
Literally shoulder to shoulder on the street. And the clients were really happy. There's so much buzz. And then I was like, wow, people love cars. So then I started researching everything I could about automotive events in Canada and realized that there was a really big gap for sort of like a uber high-end luxury event, similar to what they do with Monterey Car Week and Concours d'Elegance in the States. So I saw a big market opportunity to do something that Number one would showcase the Niagara region because there's so many amazing amenities here, like the wineries, Niagara Falls. It's a huge tourism hub, and there's a lot of luxury offerings here that needed more support and showcasing. And then secondly, creating a cinematic event. So as a television producer my entire career, I think of things in a video production cinematic way. So, you know, everything that we do at Niagara 5000 has never been done before. So everything I create is really new and innovative. And then thirdly is to support the automotive sector with the state of tariffs that are happening right now and how hard, you know, the recession, and it's really impacted the automotive industry in a huge way. And Niagara has a huge history in automotive manufacturing. So I wanted to support them as well. And then lastly, I wanted to give back to the community. So we support McMaster Children's Hospital through the event, MacKids. And my daughter suffers from juvenile idiopathic arthritis. So we're able to raise about $12,000 last year. Our goal this year is to triple that to about $30,000 for an entire day of pure fundraising for them as a part of the event. So yeah, the way it came about was sort of by like an opportunity that I saw, and the hotel owners of the hotel were like, no, we don't really want to do this again. We run a hotel and that's our thing. And I was like, perfect. I'm going to go and create this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I had no idea. I've never done like a large scale like this event ever before in my life, but I produced a lot of television shows and I've created smaller events. So I was like, how hard could it be? So so now we're heading into year number 3, and you know, it's been a really successful event, and we have some amazing partners on board, and ready for the 3rd year. It's only 3 months away.
All right. So I seen in the picture that you had a helicopter come in. Did you have, what was that about?
So I'll give you sort of the overview of the event and what it is.
Yes.
So, you know, from year 1, we were really hyper focused on cars. So we were featuring, you know, McLaren and Porsche and Mercedes and Lucid, and it was a pure automotive event. And then my dream was actually to shut down the airport or close the airport for the event in Niagara Lake, because I see it as such a underutilized commodity in the region. So I wanted to put a spotlight on it. So my dream originally was to race a fighter jet versus a supercar. But then when I had an AirBoss, I had the Canadian military ready to go, and I took it to the airport, and they're like, your event's 3 months away. What are you talking about? We can't pull this off that fast, and your insurance. And I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, so my goal, and I named Niagara 5000 after the length of the runway of the airport, which is 5,000 feet. So the intention was always to really showcase the airport. So anyway, so now the event has morphed, and really one of our showpieces of the event is when we close the Niagara District Airport for the duration of the event. And last year we had complimentary flights by Cirrus Aircraft was going during the event. We took over the apron of the airport, probably had, I want to say, you know, $100 million worth of cars on display, plus private planes. And then inside the hangar, we transformed it into the coolest party you've ever seen, with, you know, wineries and restaurants, and it was just really beautiful. So that's what we did last year. And then this year, what we're going to do on September 18th is we're going to host, we've partnered with the Fallsview Casino and Resort. So we're going to take over the rooftop parking lot of the casino to host a exotics festival. So we'll have participants will pay $300 each to participate. So if
I was just going to ask, I said, if there's an entrance fee.
Yeah, so they pay $300 to showcase their car. So half of that money will go directly to the hospital. $150 go directly to the hospital. The other $150 goes to covering our cost of running the event. So those cars will be on display, and then the mass public can go and see these beautiful cars all in one place at the rooftop parking lot of the casino. And then while that's happening, those drivers will then we'll host a backyard barbecue at the casino, where we'll have food vendors and different activities, and really family-friendly activities, and other car brands on display, like Mercedes and Lexus and BMW.
Well, how are they going to get the cars in? Do they have a room that can get the cars up to the rooftop?
So it's a parking lot, so it's just on the rooftop.
Okay. I was like, well, how they can get it up there? I was wondering, like, okay.
So then the drivers of the cars will go and have lunch at the backyard barbecue. The mass public can go enjoy the cars, enjoy the backyard barbecue. It's meant to be a really positive community event and give back to the hospital. So again, 100% of our net proceeds go back to MacKids. So then following that, those drivers will get back into their car at 3 p.m. And then we've partnered with the Niagara Parks Commission, and we will be closing the road in front of Niagara Falls, the parkway, to host a supercar parade. So at the
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so what we did last year, we had about 230 cars participate. So our goal is to have about 250 this year. That's the capacity of the parking lot of the airport. So it's a really great way to support car clubs. So our goal is to showcase as many car clubs as we can to support the automotive sector. Offer, we have a lot of U.S. participants. So we've partnered with Porsche Club of America and other partners in Buffalo. So we want to bring in people across the border to take part of this event and support the only children's hospital in our region, and an amazing children's hospital that, in my opinion, doesn't get as much attention as it should. And the Grand Marshal of the Supercar Parade will be Melanie Villeneuve, who is legendary F1 driver Gilles Villeneuve's daughter. So she'll be leading the parade. We're also going to be featuring race car drivers at the event. So we've partnered with some of the top Canadian race car drivers that are sort of in the amateur arena of like F1, F4, sorry, not F1, but F4, and leading up to NASCAR and IMSA and other sectors of the automotive industry. So we really want to support motorsports and support the automotive community while giving back to charity as well. And we're also working with Guilds Automotive and Guilds Garage. So they're celebrating their 35th anniversary of restoring vehicles. So we will also be showcasing a lot of vintage cars at the event, and we've partnered with the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario, which is a division of the Italian government. So we're really trying to make it into, I don't know if you've ever heard of an event called Mille Miglia, but it is the most prestigious car event in the world. And what they do there is they celebrate, it's like a museum on wheels. So it's, vintage cars on display. So we're hoping to have the event lead out with vintage vehicles and then modern vehicles, and really show the amazing automotive history that exists and a lot of the beautiful cars that are here in Canada. So then after the Supercar parades, all those drivers will then go to Rife Estate Winery for a private dining experience where they'll drink, the passengers will drink some wine, they'll have a great dinner. That's day one.
Of course, coming from Niagara on the lake.
Yes, there's amazing things to do. So, we'll feature... So those drivers get like, an amazing day. They get lunch, they get to be in a supercar parade, they get to show their car, then they get to end the day at a beautiful winery. And then the next day we shut down the Niagara District Airport for the day. So from about 1 to 5 is the event. And on the runway, we've partnered with Omnivision Racing as our sponsor. So we will be doing an autocross course and a driving experience with professional race car drivers on the runway for people to experience, and Tesla and BMW will be featured. And then on the apron of the airport, which is the area sort of next to the runway, we'll be featuring 3 sets of airplanes, helicopters, cars, motorcycles, to make it look like a billionaire's playground. And, we're hoping to secure boats as well. So the plan is that, boats on boat. So you basically walk into the plane, you have an experience, and you walk into a boat, and you have an experience, and just making it the most dynamic event you've ever seen. And then inside the hangar, we'll have a curated section from the Italian Chamber of Commerce of Ontario. So they're going to curate with some of the best Italian businesses. So Smeg Canada's on board, Ruffino Winery and other brands will be joining as well. So we'll have, different food vendors, fashion shows, and then the other side of the hangar will feature a Made in Canada section where we'll feature some of the best offerings here in Canada. And then we will be hosting a Villeneuve stage in which Melanie Villeneuve will showcase the world premiere clips of the new $17 million biopic about her dad, Gilles Villeneuve, the legendary F1 driver. And so she'll do a fireside chat. And along with that, we'll be celebrating race car drivers in Canada and celebrating the motorsports industry. So we'll be recognizing some of the top up and coming drivers that are Canadian. So that's part of the day. And then that night, we are hosting a masquerade party at STK as a nod to the carnival in Venice. And we have a VIP section, dancing, drinks, food, patio overlooking Niagara Falls being lit with fireworks. So it's a pretty incredible experience, and it's
wow. Are you
doing
giveaways
for the event? I'm not sure yet. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You buy your ticket, you're entered into a prize or something.
Oh, I don't know yet. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We still got 3 months to go, so I got a bit of runway. But
give away, you can give away. Those guys can give away a car. It's nothing for them, if it's for a charity, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We are in
Not
discussion.
the expensive ones.
Yeah, we're in discussions. So, in the coming days, there might be an announcement. But yeah, so more to come. And we're still locking in more sponsors. We have about 50 sponsors right now and more coming.
Ooh, that's a lot.
So it's really exciting. We've partnered with the city of Niagara Falls, and we're working with the town of Niagara-on-the-Lake and the entire region because it's such a big event. So it's a TV producer's take on an event.
Okay. Wow. Well, you got it all covered.
Yes.
Is there anybody else that you want to give a shout out? I know you gave some earlier, but is any other people that you want to shout out in this?
Yeah, thank you to all of our sponsors and our board members for believing in us and our team for working that hard. I mean, I wish I had the list of sponsors in front of me, but some of our major sponsors are TD Insurance, Private Client Advice, Med Wealth. I'm going to forget others, but Fallsview Casino and Resort, STK, Fallsview Group, the City of Niagara Falls. There's so many to thank. We have an incredible hangar designer, Modaforma. She's going to transform that space into the most unbelievably beautiful hangar. We partnered with Ard Furniture, who's sponsoring our furniture for the event, and they do some incredible work. It is just going to be a Rife Estate Winery as our title wine sponsor. So it is just going to be like the most epic experience you've ever seen, and it's really exciting.
So are people going to be able to get rooms and stuff like that?
Yeah. So
if you event, did you get a corporate rate or something?
Yeah, so we'll have rooms available through our website. So we're just finalizing some contracts. So we'll have that up in the coming days with our hotel partners. But we have hotel partners in Niagara Falls and in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So people can definitely, depending on, sort of how much they want to pay, there's different offerings and different partnerships depending on which hotel or where you want to stay.
And you all can't stay at Alana's house, okay?
No, you can't stay at my I'd love to, but I'll be a little busy.
Some of these people, well, we can come down and stay.
Yeah, because you imagine? No. Come on down, 800 people. You can stay in my house.
We hang out. We just put a tent up.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll bring our Winnebago.
Yeah,
no, but some of these people, you have to let them know because, they come in and thinking, oh, no, she's inviting us. No, you're not inviting you for that. We're inviting you to come to the event and you can go to the hotel. You can book your rate at the hotel and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Not my house.
My house is off limits.
That's right.
All right. Well, this is going to be, so where can people purchase their tickets?
So they can go to our website, www.niagara5000.com, and they can also find out up-to-date information about the event through our socials. So it's just official Niagara 5000 on Instagram and Niagara 5000 on Facebook, and I'm going to put us on TikTok soon. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
TikTok, oh my God.
Yeah, it's on my list.
That's a lot of work, that TikTok.
It's all
yeah. All right, so so are you going to be doing this? What do you do during the rest of the time that Niagara is not on 5000? Do you do anything else?
Well, I mean, Niagara 5000 is a full-time job for an event at this scale.
Wow.
So our team's been working on it, for a year. So this is a year's worth of work coming to fruition, and there's a lot of elements. And when you're closing an airport, you need 3 municipalities to approve it. You need an airport commission to approve it. When you're taking over the rooftop parking lot of a casino, it's complex. If you're shutting down the road in front of Niagara Falls, all this stuff it takes a lot of time and planning and all of it. So yeah, it's a big undertaking, but
this is a full-time job. So it's not something she just does like, oh, let me just do this in a few months.
No, yeah. Talking 15 hours a day for a year to make this event happen. So it's
and she's making it sound easy, but it's not, because she knows what she's doing. When you put an event together, this is what people take note. This is the things you have to do. What I mean? You just don't put it together halfway.
Exactly. Yes.
Because then you'll get halfway results.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Okay, so this is what she works on, because so hopefully, I'm assuming that because everything's so down to the pack, down to the point, you got everything, all your T's, almost everything, T's, dots, I's. And I guess will become a yearly event.
Yeah, so this is year number 3. So yeah, it's an annual event that happens in the Niagara region, and we welcome everyone to check out the website. If it's for the supporting the charity, if you have a beautiful car that you'd like to showcase, or if you just want to come and check out the public event, if you want to come to the hangar event, you can check out all the packages and the pricing through our website.
All right, and people, you don't have to be in Ontario. You guys can come in and fly in from everywhere else, or anywhere else if you want to come in for the event. It's 3 days. Hey, just take a weekend. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah. And so Friday and Saturday are the 2 days of the event. So September 18th and September 19th.
And just go around. It's a great event to go to. As you guys get out, who's in Ontario can drive, who's not, they can come in from different places. That's something to do that weekend.
Of course.
All right.
The best
well,
thing.
Alana, I want you to come back next year or after, see how it went.
Yeah, so you'll have to come to the event too, and we'll put you in a helicopter.
Oh my. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that one. But anyways, I do want to thank you for telling us and sharing your journey and telling us about how much hard work to put these events together are. Now people know that it's not simple, because you got to get all kinds of approvals from all different parts of Ontario, Niagara, and everybody has to be on board. So, and it's not simple. So, and it's not something that you can just put out like that. So if you need any suggestions, I'm pretty sure she's open to help you, but you're going to have to be a part of her event.
That's right.
I'll just put it that way. Which is better, right? All right. So everybody, I do want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight here with ALANA HUROV and her journey. Niagara 5000. You guys get out there, support. You also saying, oh, we want to support something. Well, this is something to support. So get out there and do that. So good night, everybody, and bye for now.
Good night. Thank you. We'll see you at Niagara 5000.
All right, join us next time at Real Life Matters with your host, DBoss, as she bring you some more entertainment, fashion, music, and interviews right here on Real Life Matters. We got to go. Okay, that's it, we got to go. And we just hit you off with a TV show. And we kept it hot, and we kept it brand new. And we just hit you off with an interview. And we kept it real, and we put it on the platter. Talking about that real life matters. Certified, never taking a loss. And that was your host, DBoss.